Now we move down to the lower extremity, beginning with some effleurage. Some compression on the tibialis. Shaking the lower extremity causes the person to let go of that extremity, not hold. This is a joint mobilization for the patella, the kneecap, moving it side to side, up and down and around. Helps lubricate the underside. Then we go into some cross fiber work with the tendons that run down below the patella. And some deeper effleurage to the tibialis. Next three movements are for the tibialis anterior. We're working on treating and preventing shin splints. Actually using the back of my knuckle and then supporting with the other hand as I do an effleurage stroke right beside the bone. Turn the hand over, then use the back of the hand to do a cross fiber technique on the tibialis. The left hand is supporting and preventing slipping. Those shaking movements are the inside out movements where I'm getting that central nervous system to release. As I'm doing these deeper techniques, they will sometimes tighten up a little bit. Now we are circumducting the foot. Doing flexion. Inversion, eversion. Then we'll move into some reflexology techniques for the foot. That was a spinal twist, and now we're going to do some friction and effleurage following the tendon of each toe on the top side, the dorsal side, from the toe down to the ankle. And repeat that for each toe. "25% of the bones of the body are found in the feet, so there are a lot of joints. So we're going to be doing a lot of joint movements to help prevent arthritic conditions in the feet. This is a friction technique between each toe. Doing a circular movement between my index finger and thumb. Helps separate the toes. They get scrunched together. This helps to relieve that pressure. Now we're doing some reflexology techniques on the toes and the feet. Some thumb walking, some circular friction, holding. We'll do this for each of the toes. Then we're doing some joint mobilization on each toe. Finish with flexing and extending each of the toes with slight traction. We're pulling on the toe as we flex and extend it at the end of these movements. Here we're flexing and extending each toe, working each of the joints for each of the toes. Then we'll strip the tendons that run from each toe into the sole of the foot. So I'm tractioning each toe and extending it as we are stripping the tendon. Here we're using the back of the hand across the plantar fascia at the bottom of the foot, and then some thumb walking. More thumb walking on the feet. You can go up and down and across and diagonally. Circular friction with fingertips on the inside of the ankle and the outside, and both at the same time. Now we're doing some reflexology for the inside, outside of the ankle. These affect the organs. Circumduction of the foot, and then we're going to do some rather quick joint mobilizations just to stimulate circulation, help get rid of the toxins that accumulate in the feet. This technique is a combination of joint mobilization and tapotement. Begin slowly and then we'll speed it up. This will help break up toxins in the feet, help move them out of the body. We show it in slow motion so that you see the technique. The foot's held very loosely, and then we'll speed it up to real speed. slow it back down. Then we're going to do an effleurage stroke, which will move the venous blood and lymph back toward the heart, toward the excretory organs, which get rid of toxins in the body. These are effleurage strokes, which we will turn into circular friction and then kneading. Now we're using the back of the hands for a deeper effleurage stroke. Since these are larger muscle groups that we're working on, we can use the back of the hand. It's a cross fiber stroke. One hand for the stroke. The other hand controls the speed of movement. This is a deeper effleurage stroke to the IT band on the outside of the thigh. Now we'll bring the leg up and out and stretch the adductors on the inside of the thigh. Then a cross fiber stroke with a palm. Some compression, and then we're going to transition to the other lower extremity with some shaking. Begin with some effleurage and repeat on the left side. We're adding some petrissage, some kneading on this thigh. We're going to repeat the same sequence on each leg and on each arm, but we're also going to add some techniques for each side, because you may find that they are tighter on one side than they are on the other, or more tender on one side, so you're going to spend a little more time on that area. While working on the feet, you can choose to kneel, or you might even have a stool or a chair there, and you can sit while you work on the feet. Especially if you're going to spend a lot of time on the feet, and sometimes you'll want to do that. You may spend 30 minutes or an hour just on the feet, so you might want to sit for that. It's important to have good body posture while you're working on the person so that you don't hurt yourself. So whether you're standing, kneeling, or seated, have good posture. With thumb walking techniques, you can either walk with your end of your thumb leading or following. So you can thumb walk in either direction. You can mix it up so you don't put too much pressure on your thumb. Then repeat on the left arm. Look for differences between the left and the right side. Try to remember what was tight, what was tender on the other side, and compare as you go. When you work those areas that are different, it helps to balance the body. Makes us more even, left to right, front to back. Notice the transition movements on the fingers. Having smooth transitions causes the person to be more relaxed and confident in what you're doing. With this technique, I'm gliding with the fingertips on the right hand and then using the left side as a guide. That helps with stability, control. We're constantly moving between compression, cross fiber work, and effleurage. Ease your pressure going across the elbow. This joint mobilization helps lubricate that shoulder. Lubricating the shoulder helps prevent it from becoming arthritic. It's also good for people that have suffered from bursitis. Abdominal massage is some people's favorite area to have massage. Abdominal massage massages the viscera, the organs in the abdomen, massages the colon. It's especially good for constipation. But also the abdominal area is an energy center for the body, for the chi of the body. We're beginning around the core, the center of the abdomen. We're doing slight circular friction with a little vibration. We're working counterclockwise, which is soothing. And as we work around from the center, we are gradually drawing a larger circle in the abdomen. If you feel a pulse, then ease your pressure along the center line of the body. So we'll press straight in, draw a small circle, hold it for a few seconds, use a little vibration, and then back out. Use shaking to relieve the tension from the inside out. We're not going to use any deep pressure in the abdomen. Now I'm lifting and shaking. Then we'll do some petrissage, some kneading of the musculature of the abdomen. Now we're doing some circular friction on the colon, beginning with the descending, then working back around the splenic flexure, then the last portion of the transverse, back down the splenic flexure, the descending colon, then the first portion of the transverse. The last portion of the transverse around the splenic flexure, down to the descending, and then we'll go over to the hepatic flexure. Then work around the area that we've already cleared. And lastly, the ascending colon up to the hepatic, transverse, splenic flexure, and the descending colon. You can also go in and do some light vibration. Now we're going to shake, then we're going to lift and shake and end. We are symbolically now pulling stress out of the body, releasing it.